Hello everyone and welcome back to MotivEnglish. Today I want you to travel with me to a time more than 400 years ago, to the noisy streets of London, to the wooden theaters filled with laughter, tears, and applause. There we will meet a man who played with words in a way that nobody had done before, a man whose imagination still speaks to us today, William Shakespeare. When people first hear the name William Shakespeare, they often think of dusty books, complicated English, and boring lessons in school. But if we look closer, we discover a man who loved jokes, who created stories full of energy and passion, and who still makes people laugh, cry, and dream centuries later. Shakespeare was born in 1564 in a small town called Stratford-upon-Avon. His father was a glove maker, and his mother came from a farming family. Nobody expected little William to become famous, but he loved listening to stories, watching plays, and imagining new worlds. As a boy, he probably played in the fields, studied Latin at school, and maybe even caused a little trouble. There is a story that he once hunted a deer illegally and had to run away for a while. Whether true or not, it reminds us that even the greatest writers sometimes have wild teenage adventures. As a young man, Shakespeare moved to London to seek a better future. He was poor, unknown, and trying to survive in one of the busiest cities of Europe. At first, he may have worked as an actor, but soon his true talent appeared, writing plays. The theatre world of London was full of competition, but Shakespeare's words were different. His plays made people laugh, cry, cheer, and even fight for tickets. Imagine London in the 1590s. The crowded streets, the smell of horses, the open-air theaters without microphones or lights. Actors had to shout, the audience cheered loudly, and sometimes if they were bored, people even threw food onto the stage. Yet Shakespeare kept writing, and soon his plays became the most popular in the entire city. He wrote comedies, tragedies, and histories. His comedies were full of silly mistakes, secret lovers, and clever servants who joked about life. His tragedies showed kings, ghosts, and battles that forced people to think deeply about life and death. He created characters so real that we still remember them today: Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Macbeth, and many more. Teenagers still love Romeo and Juliet, because who doesn't enjoy a dramatic love story? Parents, on the other hand, might still say, "Please, no secret marriage." But Shakespeare gave us more than stories. He gave us new words and expressions that we still use today. If you say love is blind, all is well that ends well, or a lonely place, you are speaking like Shakespeare. It is as if he upgraded the English language, adding features that nobody had thought of before. Shakespeare was not only a writer, but also a businessman. He invested in theaters, earned money from his plays, and proved that creativity and success can go hand in hand. Later in life, he returned to his hometown to live quietly, but his words traveled far beyond England, across countries and centuries. And although many people call him the great poet of England, Shakespeare never forgot to laugh. He loved jokes, clowns, and playful dialogue. Imagine being a teenager in 1600, standing in the theater with friends, laughing at the same silly jokes that still make us smile today. Shakespeare understood that life is not only about tragedy but also about joy, humor, and playfulness. So what lessons can teenagers learn from Shakespeare today? First, dream big, even if you come from a small town, because great ideas can start anywhere. Second, use your imagination, because words have the power to change hearts, heal sadness, and create laughter in hard times. Third, remember to mix seriousness with humor, because life is not only about problems, it is also about joy along the way. And fourth, keep creating, because practice and persistence built Shakespeare's greatness. If Shakespeare lived today, he probably would not write with a feather pen. He might create videos on social media, post funny dialogues, invent new words, and inspire teenagers to use them as hashtags. He would still be playful, creative, and bold. William Shakespeare was not a boring man from an old book. He was a dreamer, a joker, a businessman, and above all, a master of words. His plays show us that life is full of love, pain, laughter, and hope. And so, dear teenagers, remember this. Your words are powerful. The way you speak, write, and share ideas can inspire others, just as Shakespeare's words inspire us more than 4 centuries later. Use your voice with courage, mix wisdom with humor, and maybe one day your words will also live forever. Thank you so much for listening and spending your time with us today. I hope Shakespeare's story has reminded you that language is not just grammar or rules, but also imagination, creativity, and connection. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with your friends, and keep following Motive English for more inspiring lessons. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and never forget, the world is waiting for your words.